Today's podcast is brought to you by StrongHeartAcademy.com, where no heart is no victory. We are also brought to you by BJJ To Go. If you want to build your game and learn jiu-jitsu, go to bjjtogo.com. Third thing we're brought to you by is Rat Bat. You got rats? Want to kill bats? Kill them with a rat bat. Fourth thing we're brought to you by is hot dog flavored water ingredients. If you want to add it to your smoothie, hot dog flavor ingredient. All right. Let's do this. So, got everything right. I think so. Okay, so this is say your name.
Orlando, Miami, Flores.
That sounds good.
And this is
Coach Tommy Martin.
Coach Tommy Martin. All right.
Back
So
again.
Tommy coaches a striking program here, and you're one of his students that he trains privately, does private training sessions with you, and boxing. And he asked me, hey, we're doing Miami's, it's first, right?
Yeah, my first pro debut.
First pro debut. So, hey, could we be on the podcast? And I was like, absolutely. Yeah, that should be fun to talk about, man. So, how long have you been boxing for?
Well, I first stepped into a boxing gym when I was 16 years old.
Okay.
And at first, I just wanted to, gain some confidence and get in shape. And, man, I fell in love with it automatically. It's just it took me out of my comfort zone, and it changed me who I am as a person. So,
sure.
I'm super thankful for the experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did you meet Tommy?
Actually, I met Tommy. I had given up on boxing a little bit. I felt like my time ran out, and I felt like I wasn't going anywhere with it, and I started doing jiu-jitsu. And
really?
I like jiu-jitsu. My dad started doing it for a little bit, so I went to Legion to check out the classes.
Oh, okay, cool.
I ended up running into Tommy there, and he got me right back into it, man.
He was the striking coach there for the bit?
Yeah, and I fell in love with it again.
Oh, cool, man. Yeah, Tommy makes it fun, that's the thing with training. It should be hard. It should be hard work, but, if it's not fun, what's the point? You know what I mean? I think I love his mitt work, and even just the fun games, making everyone cluck and stuff like that. I think it's just fun, it should be fun. You should be like, oh, this is going to be a fun class. And then you're going to get a workout in because it's, boxing. You're getting, it's going to be a workout.
Yeah.
But, man, if you could do anything workout that's fun, so much easier than just dragging through the crappiness. Sometimes I'll tell the guys that I teach that you have to embrace the suck. Sometimes some days are just you got to embrace this. It's going to suck. It's going to be difficult. Learn to love it. Learn to love that grind.
Yeah, Mike Tyson got a saying, you got to do what you hate, but do it like you love it.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially in this.
What's my saying?
You know
what my saying is?
What's yours? It's very similar.
No, mine is you got to go through hell to get ready for hell.
Oh yeah.
You gotta prepare for sure.
Yeah.
Through sucky days, through everything, you got to go through hell to get ready for hell.
Yeah, saying soon he said, bleed in training so you don't, or sweat in training so you don't bleed in war. That's it. Sweat in training so you don't bleed in war. And Muhammad Ali is the same thing. He said I hated every minute of it. I hated every minute of training. But you got to learn that that's part of the work, and the people that don't train are the ones that lose.
Yeah.
Me personally, I've always thought any kind of combat sport I've ever done, boxing, MMA, judo, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, I've done them all. Whenever I'm prepared, I just not as nervous. I can't control how good my opponent is. I can only control how much I prepared for the opponent. So I always try to take that out of the equation. If my cardio is on point, then that's something mark off the checklist. Well, that's something not to worry about.
Yeah.
Oh, I've done the road work. Mark that off my check work. So the mental, the physical for me, prepared me for the mental part of it.
It's exactly.
Always when I was man, I didn't train very hard, and I didn't eat very well, and I didn't, then I start second guessing myself, doubting myself.
Worst enemy.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So how much do you run?
With training camp, I've been stepping it up to at least 4 miles a day. I try to shoot for 6 on days that I'm really trying to go hard. But
wow, 6 miles a day.
Okay. Yeah, Tommy has us stepping it up. So yeah, definitely stepping up our road work in.
From the change from the last couple months from
put the mic a little closer. Yeah.
From the change from converting gyms.
Yeah.
Miami was at 145, 150.
Yeah, a little bit under
walking
150.
around. Then we came here. We started focusing more on him and things just without him anymore. Just being in training and stuff like that. We looked at his weight and boom, he's walking around 35. You know, and our fight is at 30. So that's
5 pounds.
That's a shit.
That's
That's one shit, and boom, we're there.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be coming in relaxed.
What time is the fight?
It'll be at 6 p.m.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
fight start.
Yeah.
and then you go weigh in the night before.
I will most likely be weighing in on Friday night, most likely Friday evening.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you always seem to lose a little bit just from nerves. Sleeping nerves alone I'll lose 2 pounds just from that.
He's woke up at 131, right? You know what I'm saying? So like weight is so after this fight we're gonna be going
lower,
a lot lower. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're 26. Is that gonna be our next fight?
Yeah.
You're thin, but you're also fairly tall, so that's kind of where the weight I would say was probably at the height, right?
Yeah. I think if I definitely put the work in, I think I can make 26 easily.
Okay.
You know, it's a more. I felt I'll be more at a size advantage at that weight class.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
definitely.
sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Weight and reach, man. The
Yeah.
reach is everything.
Right.
Not everything, but like it helps. I definitely think it helps.
Yeah.
Who is a fighter that you kind of like would you say there's a fighter you emulate or just a fighter that you admire? You know, are there two different things, or do you think it's the same thing for you?
You know, I think they have the different aspects. You know, right now, I feel that boxing kind of lost the spotlight to MMA because they didn't have the best fights. They didn't have the fighters at the top making the best fights. You know, they're just kind of making business moves, which is cool. You know, at the end of the day, you got to feed your family.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's a legacy of the part of the sport, too, that I think you can chase. And
Who's the fighter he's talking to?
all right. So, you know, I like Canelo. I think Canelo is one of.
Did you emulate him?
I want to say I emulate him.
You like him?
I like him.
I'm just curious about the answer.
You know, I for a while I would have said Danny Garcia. I like Danny Garcia. I'm flat-footed like him. I'm flat-footed like him. I feel he's very orthodox.
He like walks in, or I don't know, Danny.
Yeah,
Garcia.
he has a very good left hook.
Okay.
He's in a single
He's
shots
a
a
hooker.
lot.
He's a hooker.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a hooker.
Yeah, he's a hooker. And you know, he does a little bit of single shotting, but he's flashy and but very, very orthodox at the same time. It's you know, I like his style.
He's one shotter, so he's just hitting hard then.
Oh yeah, he's hard.
Yeah. Oh, he hits hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of knockouts.
And he's in the welterweight division. He's way up there. He should be down in the lower divisions. But
Okay.
Yeah.
I like Carnell too. Like, it's funny. Like, I've been watching his fights lately, and I watched I've watched a couple of his fights live. I thought he lost the first Triple G fight. People will argue that one, but I think one thing I like about him is like how much he's gotten better every fight.
Yeah.
Like after the Mayweather fight, he got smoked, like he was such a better fighter. Like he learns from his fights.
Right.
Like, and that guy don't make excuses either.
Mm-hmm.
He's not like, oh, this and that, and you know, I hate fighters that make excuses, man.
Yeah.
Just go, hey, you were better than me today. I have to get better, and that's what he does. Like I was like, okay, bro,
money.
His last fight, like he was like, looked so smooth,
Amazing.
and his defense is so much better than it used to be too. He used to kind of walk in too. Now his defense, his head movement is so good.
Yeah.
He doesn't have like the body movement like Mayweather does. Like, you know, he doesn't do none of the
The
shells
shoulder
and
rolls.
stuff. But like, I love his head movement. It's so good.
Yeah. And you know, I think he's even at a young age, he was fighting guys like Cotto and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
My favorite
you
fighter.
know,
You know,
he put his reputation on the line early. He taken a lot of risk.
Yeah.
You know that fighter I introduced you to last night, Ernie Gonzalez.
Yes.
That man, best head movement I ever seen. Like you saw your head movement like Canelo. Ernie Gonzalez is our former IBF super middleweight champion here in town. I used to train with him at Busted Knuckle, And man, Ernie, I remember the day I used to be a sparring partner. I remember the day that he came in and started training. And Alan was like, "Spar that guy." The guy couldn't. His head was like a double end bag. Couldn't
I you know, with boxing, I've always admired the dudes that are like ghosts that are hard to hit.
Yeah.
Like,
Sweet pea.
for sure, I love knockouts and I love hitting, but like, I've sparred guys that I can't hit, and I always just admire that more. Like, some dudes could just hit hard, but like, there's an art to knowing where you're going to punch and not being there.
Yeah.
And then in the end of the day, it's hitting and not getting hit is the kind of the goal here. So I've always admired like dudes with amazing defense in boxing.
Yeah.
And like you said with Canelo, like I feel like he has taken more risk fights, and a lot of times in boxing, they don't take risk fights. They build these guys up. You see like 53-2. That doesn't happen in MMA.
Right.
It's like 15-4 and like 6, and like that guy's pretty good. 15-6, it's not bad, pro fight.
No.
But they used to just put everyone against tough guys, and like whoever's left is the toughest of the tough. UFC is kind of like more like boxing now, where they talk enough trash, you get a good fight. Back in the day, like, it was just the best versus the best, and I always liked that better. The rankings were real. Right now, the rankings are nothing in MMA. It doesn't mean anything. All it means is like, and it is true. Like it's entertainment. So like, more eyes is more money. And people like the trash, the talk, the stories. I remember my wife. One time we were watching. What's the reality show MMA? The
Ultimate Fighter.
Ultimate Fighter.
I started watching that.
Yeah, I never liked it. I liked watching them training. I'm like, oh, what are they doing there? That's kind of cool. Yeah. And she was always like, I like the stories, and it's the smartest thing the UFC ever did. Like, people like the stories of the fighters. The background of the fighters, the good story. That's part of the entertainment. Like, so like it's easier to root for a guy that like. Oh, he comes from nothing, and he built himself up, and he did this, and when you just otherwise it's just two dudes in there. Now I don't give a crap about stories. I like just watching technique. I love technique. Like I just like, oh man, this dude's jab is ridiculous. This guy's his pivots are so good. Like I like technique, and I like strategy. Strategy is my other thing. I love strategy. What would you say your story is? Like, how you said you were 16 when you got into boxing.
Yes, sir.
What made you start? Like, what made you go, you know what? I want to punch someone in the face. Because most people don't go, I'm okay with getting punched in the face. It's like, no, I want to punch other people in the face.
Well, previous years before, I started at 16, and a few years before that, the idea just kind of came into my head, and I never had the balls to go in there and actually do it.
Yeah.
I used to, I think I got the motivation or even the idea to do it just watching my family gather and see how excitement they are. The excitement in
like
the living
watching
room.
Boxing?
Yeah, watching the boxing, the whole family gets together. It's a whole party just for the boxing, man.
Oh, for sure.
Thing, man.
Yeah, it is a
Latino
Latino thing.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, whenever like Mayweather fought on Victor Ortiz, I think that moment right there, I was just like, man, like this is like spectacular. Like, what if I could do something like that?
Yeah,
It'd be amazing.
Boxing wouldn't be the same without the Latino community. They're big fans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the whole family supports him. So that's awesome.
Now to answer your question, I went through I think it was 2012 when I started, and I lost some family members that I was close to at that time, and I went through a little breakup. So I mean, I wouldn't say I was depressed, but I was one of the lowest points in my life mentally.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that actually just dragged me out of the house,
Yeah.
I was like, man, I got to get out of this spot. Like,
for sure.
I got to find something to motivate me.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that did it for me, man. It changed my life.
What was the first boxing place you went to?
First boxing gym I went to was Hard Knocks Boxing Gym when they were still off Dunlap across the street from Kmart. No, it was before Arturo. It was when Giovanni and Chief was there.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I know Arturo.
We're good friends with Arturo.
I don't know. I never met the Chief though.
But. Yeah. It was around 2012.
That's where Ronnie was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and even walking in there, you walk in and it looked like that old school gym. You go up the steps, they have the ring upstairs, and as you're going up the steps, there's newspaper everywhere, and it's just like you just kind of going up these steps, and you see all these greats and guys from Phoenix, and it motivates you even more. These guys did it. These guys came from where I came from.
Yeah.
Why not me?
Yeah, that's great, man.
Yeah.
And how long have you been with Tommy now?
A little right around 2 years now, actually. Yeah, 2 years. Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah.
Nice, man. The fight is what, 19 days? I think you guys are saying.
It is on the 26th. We're on the 7th today. About 19 days. Yeah.
I just guessed. Okay,
Today's
it's
the 5th. Yeah.
It's the 5th, so
20 days out. 21 days out.
It's July 5th.
no, June 5th?
June 26th.
Oh,
Oh,
the fight's
June
June 26th.
26th.
It's
Okay,
June
okay,
5th now,
June 26th.
so-
Today's the
Okay,
5th.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
So we're
But so
21
your
days out.
weight's on point. You
Yeah.
feel like
I'm pretty sure.
right now it's
Yes,
just
sir.
you think it's more about tightening some stuff up, or what do you guys think is on the
yeah, just,
training? I mean, I guess that would be more for Tommy question because he's the trainer.
Yeah.
You know what? The training camp has gone beautifully. Why we have the time out, I would like to thank you, number one, for always letting us here. But
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd
man.
like to thank some allies that helped us in this venture. Mr. Rampage Jackson,
Yeah.
Alan Byers, George.
Yeah.
How we say
Hitman Boxing
George's
Gym.
last name? Calderon.
Calderon.
Calderon. George has helped us beautifully going sparring over there 2 days out the week. Like the
Yeah.
sparring,
Where's that at?
that's on the south side.
It's like First Street and Grant.
Oh
You know what
yeah,
I'm
South
saying?
Phoenix.
We
Oh,
go
that's-
to the
yes,
south
sir.
side. to
That's
spar.
good.
We
Yeah.
go south side.
It's good training.
John Mayorga, you know what I'm saying? All, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, John Mayorga.
This training camp has brought us so much different things and so much. I think you've learned so much.
Yeah.
We traveled. We've been
Get to go to
prepared for
California a
this.
little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
We-
met on the beach.
We prepared for this fight. We asked for this fight. I want to thank Coach Keith from Legion MMA for helping us with this fight.
Yeah.
He's a fight fan. He's a fight fan, through and through. You know, there's not. You know, there's as you say, I have differences with that gym, and Keith is a fight fan who just wants to see a fight. He doesn't care, and that's
Yeah.
one thing I like about it. So I want to appreciate Keith for helping us get this fight. We got a fight
Shout out Keith.
that we wanted.
You're fighting their coach or one of their coaches or something.
No, Cody Claywell. He's a student there.
So you're fighting Cody.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's 1-0. He's already fought. He fought last month, or was it last month?
Professional one.
Yeah,
of
it
them?
was about
Okay.
a month and a half. Yeah.
No, and
So it's an even fight. This is your first pro, and then
Yeah.
you
His
already
first
have one.
pro, first
Yeah.
amateur.
He's only
No amateur fights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going out to prove a point.
Yeah. He
All
doesn't
right.
even have a full round of boxing under his belt professionally. So
Okay.
yeah, it's
So it's a fair fight. You know
Fair
what I'm saying?
fight, yeah,
He got one fight, but he didn't even, it's all good. I have his coach Jason Robinson. I like the guy. He's good. I have nothing bad to say about Jason Robinson. I have nothing bad to say about Cody Claywell.
Claywell.
We used to train with them. Good guys. It's nothing personal with them. It's a fight that we want. For me, it's personal and other reasons. I don't need to go in other those
Yeah.
things. And points are going to be proven.
Yeah.
And just for ears listening, don't think I'm not going to be alone. You know what I'm saying? I called in favors. You know what I'm saying? So you got 19 days. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying? There's none. So you better make well those 19 days because we've been making well the last 6 months.
Been working.
So we've been working. So
Yeah.
it's going to be good. And you know what I'm saying? Make those adjustments because we're coming. As I say, it's all respect to you guys. To those two guys. It has nothing to do with you. It's personal on other levels for me. It's nothing with him, but it's personal on other levels for me. Just gonna prove points.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. Go ahead, buddy. Sorry. It's
No, you're good,
personal.
you're good,
Sorry,
yeah.
go ahead. It's your time.
Yeah. Well, no, the question was meant towards you anyway. So,
What's that?
I mean, the question was geared towards Tommy.
Yeah. Yeah, just seeing if there's anything
We're
you're gonna
ready.
do. Be extra.
Yeah.
You're ready to go.
Yeah.
Game plan set. As you say,
Yeah.
you like someone that's strategies.
I love strategy, bro.
Strategy, and you and if
I
people-
read strategy. I watch strategy. Like, I'm obsessed with. The only sport I follow that's a team sport is basketball,
Uh-huh.
and I've watched the Suns for the last 11 years
Yeah.
of being dog shit.
Yeah.
And I've followed them through dog shit. And I was watching they beat the Lakers the other night, and I posted a picture of like the shot selection of Devin Booker, and when you see it on a page, you can see all these dots. This is where he shot a shot. This is the shots that he made. And, one of the strategies for good defense is if I know Orlando likes to shoot from the top of the key, I make sure that I'm there so he can't get there. Like before he has the ball, I want to be blocking him off and not allowing him to take the shots. And you looked at, and then they'll also force someone to their bad side. So think of like boxing, right? Like, it's hard if you're a standard and you're fighting a southpaw. Right. That'll change the dynamic of the fighting. Some guys will switch step purposely, not because they're southpaw, because they know it's going to screw the guy up. Right. So like, I love that kind of stuff, and I was looking at the little shot selection, and you could see they forced him all to the left, but he made all his shots. Even though he's a right-hander, like they made him go to his left. But 2 years ago, he hurt his right hand, and all he did was shoot left-handed shots. So like that's strategy, but like the guy already had a strategy to counter the strategy. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what I like. I like this. You can go so deep on strategy, and like I'm prepared for everything. Yeah. You could throw a kitchen sink at me. I'm prepared for that. Yeah. And fighting, like coaching, when I was coaching the MMA, that was my favorite thing. Like, oh, this guy does this. Oh, he's a wrestler. Oh, he's a jiu-jitsu guy. Oh, he's a striking guy. How do we not let him do what he wants to do? Yeah. And how do we do what we want to do? And then in being prepared for wild shit mentally, because you can't prepare for everything. It's not possible. Right. But you need to mentally prepare for like when things aren't, I wasn't ready for that to happen. You know what I mean? Let's pause right there. I'm going to switch the battery real quick. Okay. All right. Okay, so back. What were we talking about? Strategies.
Well, let's just do this. Let's do this. We have limited time. Let's before this, I got a question for you. So this is your first fight, first ever fight. How do you feel your preparation? Do you feel like how your confidence? Have you felt like you prepared for this? You feel, I've never even asked you this question. You know what I'm saying? So, Mike's yours.
Well, I mean, it's I think it's a dream come true for me, man. You asked me like 2 years ago, I'll be in this position. I'll be like, yeah, I would love to be in that spot, but I never thought the opportunity would come up like this, and so I didn't feel the pressure, but it's so much excitement, and I think that's all motivating me to do good for this fight. I've been doing more road work than I've ever done in my life, and I think mentally I'm prepared just because I know I'm physically prepared. Yeah. He was saying. You can't go, like Floyd even said it best. He's like, I never want to go into that ring knowing I didn't do everything I could to make sure I come out successful. And I think that's everything in the sport. It's like they say 90% mental, 10% physical. Your body's just the vehicle, taking you through that fight. But, you got to be ready in there. If you're 210s, you're gonna gas out. You got to know what to do. You got to know how to adapt. You got to open the ears and listen to your coach, and all that. It's so mental, and I think just staying relaxed and
listening to the coach is not easy to do. No, it's not. Like and I'm a coach, and I understand it because I'm not great at listening, and I get pissed when people don't listen, which is hilarious. But like it's. I think because if you're a coach, you're like, why am I here if you're not listening? Right. I guess I'm here for support too and talk between rounds and things. But like, it's definitely frustrating when you're like, look, man, because I can see from my angle what needs to be done, and my experience and my eyes have more experience, and I could see a little deeper into what happened. And just trust Tommy is what I would say. Trust him when he says, look, this is what we need to do, the adjustment we need to do. Just try it. And if it doesn't work, then maybe you got to do something different. But like you at least got to try it. Yeah. And I always tell my students, like, when I'm shouting something, it reminds me of like video games. Like, you're trying to, like Mario Brothers, you're trying to run over the little thing, and you have to time it. It's timing. It's an opportunity gone. So like if Tommy says jab, if you wait 3 seconds, the jab's gone. The dude's gone. He moved out of position. You know what I mean? Right. Like when he says jab, you jab. When he says, catch fire, whatever his combination that he wants, you have to react right away. Right. And there's no like, you can't think. It's like a robot. Like he's pushing the buttons, and you're just letting your hands go when he says go. Yeah. Exactly. There's no way. There's no waiting.
You know, I was gonna say is I know I didn't tell you this, but I was very impressed. His ears and everything. I was very impressed. The commission sets you up for requirements to let you know if you're a pro.
Yeah.
And they come out and they came to the South Side and they watch him spar.
Oh, really?
Yes. And he had to do a minimum of 6 rounds.
Oh, jeez.
And he went with 3 different people. The last guy he went with was one of Alan Vires' like badass dudes, and he was
Talented guy.
Yeah, very talented. And then he went with the guy that was this black dude that was real tall, way out of his weight class, and another guy, Ernesto.
They picked the partners for you, or
no? They just came in. Whoever we had to do it.
Yeah.
And on the South Side, they go 100.
Oh yeah.
There's no.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's no disrespect to MMA gyms. MMA gyms, they have a percentage.
Yep.
You're on boxing. There's no percentage.
Not really.
You're defending your gym, so it is what it is. We went in there. We did the minimum 6 rounds. We did more. Mayorga was there. It was a beautiful time, and you listened well. You boxed. You adapted. You changed. You impressed the commission. The commission said, "This dude has no fights." I was like, "No." He was impressed. So
Yeah.
I never got to tell you that. I was
that's
impressed.
great.
Appreciate
You
it.
made me look good. and you know what I'm saying? Because I'm putting my reputation on the
Yeah,
line
for sure.
Yeah.
for this fight, for you. You're me. You're representing everything on me. That's
For
why
sure.
I yell at you and bitch at you, because you represent me, and you know what I'm saying. I want to make sure that I'm going to make sure that you're ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm for every situation. You bet your ass.
Absolutely.
We'll make sure you're ready.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Your parents pretty psyched?
Yeah.
Because they're boxing fans,
yeah.
right? Like, yeah, my son, my mijo is gonna fucking.
My dad's a big combat sports fan. He watches the UFC a little bit more, but
okay.
you know, he's I got their full support, man. My family
That's
is
great.
super supportive,
Yeah.
and I'm super thankful for that. And
Yeah.
they're excited. They're just as anxious, I'm sure. But yeah.
And as a coach, I met with, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like before I even I don't just say, hey, you're going to do this. As a coach,
Yeah.
I met with the family and asked, you know what I'm saying, it's not like
Well, you're a grown man.
Right.
Still,
yeah.
Not like
but
a
still-
teen.
Yeah.
It's family is your team.
For
Yeah.
sure, for sure.
Yeah, and I
But-
definitely wanted, like, before I even went in, agreed to the fight. I definitely talked to my family. I sat down with them. I was like, look, I know it's a crazy opportunity that just came out of the blue, but I'm gonna take it, and they were full supportive about it.
Cool. Is
Yeah.
there anything we just finish it up here?
Yeah.
Is there anything you guys want to talk about before your sponsors?
Man, absolutely. I want to give a huge shout out to Sands Chevrolet, all my bosses there. They pitched in a lot, and
why you dressed
they
so snazzy
sponsored
today.
me. Yeah, not only are they working with me and letting me be here right now. I was actually just at work. I stepped out of work to come do this. All my training sessions, whatever it is, they're super lenient with me, and they helped me a lot to fund this fight. So shout out to Sands Chevrolet, my boss Kurt over there, Stephen, Davis, everybody, man. They helped out a lot. So I'm super grateful for them. Thank you.
That's great, man.
George Calderon, absolutely, man. Yourself, man. Thank you so much. Every week we're in here working. You're letting us use your bags, your facility, man. And you're doing this podcast. So absolutely big shout out to you, man. Thanks you so much, man. You've been a big part of this whole process as well.
Yeah.
And another big thanks real quick before we do this. Justin Perkins. He is definitely part of our team. He's a member here at Strong. He's without him, we couldn't do what we do. Jimmy, taking us on wild adventures. Rampage Jackson, Alan Vires. Sorry, that was quick. John Mayorga and all those guys that were out there hanging at one time, and then everybody else has helped us. And just George Calderon,
David Morgan's for a little bit.
David Morgan as well.
David Morgan too.
David
Thanks,
Morgan.
David, for letting us use your
Always
facilities.
inviting me
Yeah, he's always crazy and talking shit. David Morgan. That's David Morgan for you. But we thank everybody that's helped us along this road, and you know what I'm saying, we're gonna go out there and get that victory, and he's gonna prove to me that he's there. So we thank everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm excited, man. I think this is cool. You know, when Tommy asked, "Hey, can we do this?" I'm like, absolutely, man. This would be fun. I like talking fights, bro. Like, I would talk more fights with you guys too. You always want to talk more fights. Me and Tommy were talking about bringing other guys on and just talking about some fights.
That would be fun.
Cool. With this podcast, I people go, "Oh, is it like about jiu-jitsu?" I'm like, I don't know. It's about
everything.
whatever.
You talked
I feel.
about homeless people. You talked about
I've talked about
recovery.
everything. You know, like I I did a whole series on people recovery, which was still my favorite one. But fighters, dude, I have a place in my heart for fighters. So like anytime a fighter wants to talk, we'll talk.
Let's do it. I told you, I'd like to get in here and we'll do one after the fight. We'll bring a couple other guys in. That, cool. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I would like to do a post-fight.
I'd love to.
Cool.
Yeah.
One day,
talk about the actual fight and what happened, and it'll be cool.
I can't afford a third mic or fourth mic yet, so one day I'll get a fourth mic, and then we can bring even more people. I mean, we could technically like share, you know.
Yeah.
You, me, you, me.
But it'd actually be cool to bring some some fighters in and do a fight kind of, fight show kind of thing. That would be awesome. I just don't tease me with a good time.
All right, dudes. Well, I just always end it with peace. So peace.
Thanks for
pain heals, supporting. Chick dig scars, and glory lasts forever. And that's what's going to happen, baby. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, guys. Bye.
Let me talk for just a second, help me feel that sense of rhythm. Find the meanings in our bearings and discover this position as a stage along the way. Another rung to the ladder, either stalling or you're climbing, and I'd rather be the latter. Instead of getting fatter, let the footsteps resume naturally.